Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. There's been a much more successful Evocati test of Alpha 3.23 now. I wanted to talk a bit about my experiences of that latest 3.23 patch and some of the additions and features there. It was significantly better, much more fun. Also, Phase 3 of the Overdrive initiative is on the live build. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, Star Citizen now for 3.23 has had a new EPTU patch, an Evocati PTU patch. I think the build is still up as of time of recording, but it should be coming down later today. But it was up for, and has been up for quite a while. It's, yeah, a ton more stable. Crash recovery is functional and a bit quicker than I saw it previously, but it still takes like a minute or so for a sort of server to come back online. A couple of minutes, really. But yeah, it's functional. It does clear off a lot of stuff, like including your missions and some stuff that might be happening around you, which is a little annoying. But we're still sort of having crashes every 60 to 90 minutes in the Evocati build of this at the moment. That's still a magnitude better than what we previously had, but things like Area 18's causing crashes, not that you'd want to be there if you're testing any of the new stuff. You can't spawn ships properly like New Babbage, though. There are annoying game-breaking Evocati bugs, but still a magnitude better than the last Evocati build that we had. The star map, that is now working properly. And what I mean by properly is as I expect it to for the most part. I can use it, I can click and go places, it works like I want it to. You can just search easily as well with the search feature to find where you want to go. Bam, just kind of set a point, go there. Really good, it's really good. Before, I was like, this is busted, it's like the old star map. Now, yeah, there's still things that can be ironed out here. Some of the text is hard to see, and I didn't use it for a huge period of time, but I was able to go, I'm able to navigate around Star Citizen, and it feels like a nice, cool, good-looking system. It's kind of night and day. The creatures. So, the creatures in Star Citizen. We've got the Copian. I'm not sure how this is pronounced, to be honest. Copian. It's a four-legged hound creature that resides in savannas, snow, desert, and cave biomes. All around. Standard system, basically. This creature is not hostile when alone and will retreat to the nearest Copian if one exists. Although afraid of humans when alone, Copian tends to roam in packs, which will cause the pack to become hostile to creatures they encounter, and where they're going to use their sharp claws and teeth to do multiple melee attacks, which include biting and pouncing at their target. So Copians, they hang around in packs, relatively easy to take out, and they can be pretty dangerous though, especially when you're reloading, because they will just attack you, and they do a good portion of your health as damage. They can sort of be harvested as well after you kill them, and have sort of take off their horns, and that is described as a crafting material for medical use. So obviously there's lots of other things that imply lots of different types of crafting in Star Citizen: science gameplay, medical gameplay, ability to turn some things like food into other resources, and potentially in the future we'll be able to turn things like this into more valuable medical resources or other things, potentially at outposts or whatever, or different types of refineries or what have you. Or we'll just be selling the goods as, you know, we'll take them to medical centers or research centers and get a load of money for that. The other animal is the Marok, which is a bird-like creature with a long beak and bat-like wings, and it's part of the birdoid objects family with flocking behavior. They're not hostile to humanoids, and their flocks will disperse if approached. The Marok are native to savannas, snow, desert, and cave biomes, and come in multiple feature colors that suit their environments. The birds are, yeah, they're non-combat, and they just sort of hang about. I didn't really see many of them. There's some sort of placeholder harvestable from them, some sort of bird ambergris, so interesting one. There are missions to kill and harvest these creatures, but they're sort of not in properly yet. They're not working yet. There are lots of random bugs and things not suitable for testing yet in the build, but test them we still will. The distribution centers are not crashing the servers anymore, so you can actually visit them. There are around like 18 to 20 of these at the moment, I think, and a good amount have quantum markers, though lots of them are only when you have the mission for them can you see them. And yeah, they have, some of them have facilities, shops, refineries. They're on like Hurston and Microtech. Some of them are pretty buggy with invisible walls or weird bugs and collision issues, but they are massive and they are awesome. They are pretty interesting. I think a lot of people are going to be like, well, actually, this adds a load more gameplay to this patch. Just having missions associated with these, having these as big locations that players will visit, and lots of missions can be going on with lots of players sort of interacting with different missions intersecting slightly, or at least you getting a much bigger feeling of a living, breathing universe because players are going to be moving around you doing stuff. People are saying that the experimental mode for engineering is sort of more developed now, and you can even use the engineering control panels. It's not working properly though. It's not properly for testing yet. They've done an additional updated water polish pass. So they said, we've completely reworked the wave simulation and rendering of all water in Star Citizen, in addition to creating a new multi-scale region-based water surface simulation system. Oceans and water volumes are now affected by all physical objects as well as forces from thruster and ship wake. Caustics are fully reworked to be both faster and driven by the dynamic results of the new water simulator. Underwater fog has been reworked to resolve various rendering issues, and the appearance of water when intersecting the camera has been vastly improved. So yeah, they've updated water interactions to react to explosions, they fixed missing river UVs, water is getting better and better now, and I do expect it to be looking great for the live build, because in the previous Evocati patch, it didn't look as I expected it to, but it's certainly getting there now. There are a ton of features still not in. Could we see a Wave 1 PTU with a wider test audience? And the ability to actually share videos and stuff on this this patch soon. Maybe. Look, okay. So normally there'll be more features in and Evocati tested before they put it out to a wider test group. It sort of depends on what they're testing and how they're testing it. I was expecting it to be a bit further along in forms of testing by now, and it to be looking very likely that we're going to be moving into like a Wave 1 PTU early April, but there's still a lot to do, and they keep on adding things, right? They've got the sort of elevators, ship elevators in your hangars now that can bring up ships while you're still in there. They've got animals that they've been adding, and who knows what other stuff. There's probably some new ships and vehicles and all that sort of jazz as well. 3.23 is stacked full of content, and CIG still plan to release it to live in April at the moment, though that could change if it's not ready. Things like master modes, freight elevators, hauling missions, the new interaction experience, reputation updates, and a load more still need to be added and ironed out, in addition to all the other features in this patch that are already in testing, some of them. So yeah, it might be a little while, it might be a couple of weeks before we're in Wave 1 PT, but it's always really hard to tell with CIG. We'll sort of see, at least we can talk about the patches in quite a lot of detail, even if they are Evocati. We just can't, show off a load of the visuals. But sometimes when it's Evocati, it's quite crashy, it's quite buggy, and yeah, soon we'll be in Wave 1, soon we'll be to live. Back in the world of Star Citizen's current live build in Alpha 3.22, Phase 3 of the Overdrive event is now available, having pilots attack groups of Xenothreat ships, sort of surprising them. The event is expected to go on into May, I believe, leading up to another Xenothreat incursion, and Alpha 3.23 and things like that. I mean, obviously we're hoping 3.23 is in April. I suspect that we'll have 3.23 and then Xenothreat incursion straight after that. We also have Fleet Week in May. Some of these things may converge and intersect. The other phases of Overdrive are still available, and they should be available until the sort of event is ending. There's the data heist, which is the first part, the bounty hunts, and now the sort of mini skirmishes, mini fleet battles. It's worth getting involved with that. Obviously, the Hornet Mark IIs are involved, and if you complete all those phases, then you get a upgrade from a Hornet C F7C Mark II to an F7A Mark II, if you're so inclined. You can get all this stuff in game eventually anyway, so sort of bear that in mind. Yeah, I'm really excited for Alpha 3.23. I'm really interested to know, have you been playing in the Evocati build? What are you thinking of that? Have you been watching and listening to other people's playthroughs of the Evocati build? What are you thinking of the features there? Are you super excited by it? Like, 3.23 is this ridiculously huge patch now, just packed full of content, including loads of actual core, refined features, like getting all the FPS stuff in really good order, like quite genuinely. It is really, really coming along and looking great now. And I'm sort of interested to know what you think about that. And are you playing in those Overdrive Initiative missions? What are you thinking of them? A lot of them can't really be done solo, but I suppose some people will work ways around that. But yeah, doing them in a pair's very plausible, and obviously small groups work very well. Yeah, tell me what your experiences of that are. Are you liking the Hornet Mark II? Do you think it's a bit of a cash grab? Are you just going to be grabbing one in-game? I've just the civilian one, I've just chucked a load of weapons on. It's cool. It's cool as shit. And I really like it. Interesting to see where they balance it after sort of master modes and stuff, and how they sort of compare properly when master modes have been balanced to the Mark 1s. Oh, some other stuff I want to talk about quick. Game Glass, they're having a lifetime license sale at the moment. Check out the links below to get involved with that if you're interested. Game Glass, supported by Star Citizen, gives you basically a diegetic use of touchpads. You can go, oh, I've got a touchpad, got a tablet or whatever, and you can turn it into a little screen for Star Citizen to do a load of stuff for your control panel or whatever you like. I'm in my ship. I've got a cool little controller. Tobii eye trackers, they're on sale for a few more hours as well. Someone said that there are YouTube ads going around for buying Alpha UEC and Star Citizen. I don't recommend you do that. Get it in-game. Alpha UEC can be just gone at the press of a button as well, is the other thing, so that's one of the reasons I wouldn't recommend it. Someone said that they saw one of those ads on one of my videos. I don't have much control over what YouTube shows in its sort of ad segments, so I thought I'd make you aware of my thoughts on that, but I'm not your dad, you can do what you want. But whatever your thoughts or questions are on anything we talked about there, please chuck it in the comments below, because I'd love to see. Let me set you a riddle. You have a fox, a chicken, and a sack of corn, and you have to transport them from one side of the river to the other using a rowing boat. You can only carry one of these with you back and or forth. You can't leave the chicken and the fox together. That's mad. Nor can the chicken be left with the grain, nor all three together without you. How do you do it? With nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Turn that bad boy on and just set your location to the other side of the river. Done. Not only do you have all your wares, but also you can get around regional content blocks, have your data encrypted for more security. It's easy to toggle on and off. It's non-invasive. It helps you with other riddles as well. If a sphinx is asking you, what goes on 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? NordVPN! Get it now from the links below. Every month we have a giveaway for a ship, and for March we are giving away an Argo raft with persistent hangars, freight elevators, and hauling missions coming with Alpha 3.23. What better way to experience that type of gameplay than with your own hauler? All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of our videos made during the month. A single comment per video counts, so get involved with watching all my videos for more chances to win. There's more details in the description. Also, I won't ask you to contact me on Telegram or anything like that. This is my only YouTube account I will use to talk in my comments as well. Occasionally there are scammers about. I don't want people to get tricked. A massive thank you to everyone that supports the channel, be that liking videos, commenting on them, sharing them. There are also people that go the extra mile. These are amazing people that become Patreons or use the join button under my YouTube videos to become channel members. You'll occasionally get some exclusive content, Discord roles, and behind the scenes posts. It's those people with those memberships that allow us to make the daily Star Citizen content that we do. So please consider joining those awesome folks as well. Thank you for watching until the very end. It is genuinely appreciated, and I hope you have a great March.